Bounty doubled. Sudan offers $250,000 for the Darfur rebel leader who staged a daring raid on the outskirts of the capital. How has the raid affected the Darfur crisis and Sudan's relationship with its neighbor Chad, who it accuses of complicity? This is Inside Story. Hello there, I'm Imran GOV'T. Sudan pursued its hunt of a Darfur rebel leader after his unprecedented attack on Khartoum brought the fight within shooting distance of the seat of power for the first time. Meanwhile, the Sudanese defense and interior ministers have been questioned by parliament on how Darfur rebels managed to get so close to the capital. Mohamed has more.
The attack on Saturday was sudden. More than 100 vehicles laden with weapons and thousands of rebel fighters appeared suddenly on the outskirts of the Sudanese capital. It's the closest the rebels have come to Khartoum in 5 years of fighting. And the government swiftly struck back, arresting hundreds in and around the capital Khartoum. Among those detained, Sudan's Islamist opposition leader HASSAN al-TURABI. The government has long accused him of having links with the rebels. He was later released without charge. TURABI denies any ties to the rebel justice and equality movement and condemned its violent attack, but does not deny that its leader used to be close to him, as did Sudan's President Omar al-Bashir.
You know, I do not carry a mobile phone, and they have not spoken to my old friend Omar al-Bashir or my old friend Khalil Ibrahim for years. As you know, we used to work together. If the door is open, I can talk to them again.
The government also accuses neighboring Chad of backing the rebels and has now severed diplomatic ties with the country. But despite maintaining ties with the JEM movement, Chad denies the charges. It has accused Khartoum of planning an attack on its soil and has now closed its border. That leaves the government facing two conflicts. The rebel leaders are not giving up. They are promising more attacks until the demands that Sudan's wealth be distributed fairly are met. And they say they will bring the Darfur crisis to the heart of the country. And by moving the conflict to the capital, the rebels may finally force the government to search for a solution. Mohamed for Inside Story.
Well, joining us to discuss this issue are our guests. In Bonn, Ali Al-Haj Mohammed, Assistant Secretary General of the Opposition Popular Congress Party. In London, Ahmed Hussein Adam, spokesman for the Justice and Equality Movement, the main rebel group in Darfur. Welcome, gentlemen. Mr. Adam, if I could start off with you, why did your group launch this daring raid on the capital?
Thank you for asking this question. Actually, we call it, this operation, we call it Operation Long Arm. And this operation was inspiring to put an end to the zero balance of power vis-a-vis the just cause of the people of Darfur, because the regime for a long time has been repeating that our movement has been confined to the borders between Chad and Sudan, and the conflict of Darfur is just finished or something like that. They are saying, and actually they are, imposing military and security solution for a long time, and they are committing a lot of massacres, in continuation to the genocide which is started since this conflict started. So we send them very strong message that they cannot perpetrating this genocide in Darfur and go away with it. Still we can reach them. That's why we launched this Operation Long Arm. And also we send them very strong message that the security solution and military solution cannot be the solution for a very political cause like the cause of Darfur. The other thing also we sent it to them and was very clear that they have to realize that there is no military solution for this, and they have to come to real kind of a meaningful kind of political process so that we can end this conflict by addressing the root causes of the conflict. And I think all these objectives right now have been achieved successfully, because Operation Long Arm now destabilized the center of the genocide, I think, in Khartoum, by destroying a lot of battalion, which perpetrated genocide in Darfur for many years. And now actually the regime has two options: either to change its policies and to come to terms with these new realities and to come to terms with the political solution, or I think our people, also, the Justice and Equality Movement now also is able and willing, actually, if the regime is still continue its policies, can come again to Khartoum and then to change the regime itself.
Yes, your leader Khalil Ibrahim said, quote, "This is just the start of a process and the end is the termination of this regime." It doesn't sound as if he just wants to explore the issue of Darfur itself and more rights, equal rights in Darfur. It seems as if GEM want to take the capital, Khartoum.
No, GEM wasn't want to take the capital Khartoum, but actually, Khartoum is the center of genocide. All those who are committing genocide right now, they are sitting in Khartoum, including Omar al-Bashir himself. So we cannot allow them actually to kill our people and to massacre them and to commit genocide, and they are sitting, in Khartoum, enjoying power and enjoying their wealth. So that we cannot accept that one. We are for a political solution. We are for a comprehensive solution, but the government of Sudan refused that because they said that these are, just robbers, describe us as robbers, describe us as thugs or something like that. So we told them that very strong that this is a political solution and has to be resolved through political means, but they don't want to listen to this. So right now, I think GEM is for political solution, GEM is for political settlement, but you cannot do this, just from our part. So we have to get also, some, good willing from the side of the government of Sudan. And I think this operation now, the government of Sudan, I think, learned its lesson. And I'm sure, maybe they have some sort of aggressive statement today or tomorrow. But I think after tomorrow, they will realize that, they have to come to terms with new realities and to understand that the people of Darfur are not weak. The justice and equality movement is not weak.
All right, I want to bring in Dr. Ali Al-Haj Mohammed in Bonn, Germany. A lot of people have been arrested in the aftermath of this raid on the capital. One of them was Hassan al-TURABI, the leader of your political movement. Was he involved with GEM in this operation?
No, certainly not. None of our people are involved in this operation. That's a military operation. It is quite separate. But of course, as you know, in all these cases, when there is a failure, the government will try to make a scapegoat. So the fact that Dr. Turabi and other members of our party were actually detained, this expresses the failure of the security people, because they have failed totally, leaving these people coming from Darfur hundreds of miles or hundreds of kilometers away, and that's why they want to make a cover-up for their failure. That is basically what it is. The other thing, they want to stop the fact that our party now is starting, after 2 or 3 years of harassment, we are starting to rebuild our party all over the country. And when this attack happened, all our leaders were outside Khartoum. So they would like also to do that, and they would like to stop people from going. That is basically what it is. So it has got nothing to do with GEM or with the attackers from Darfur. That is a different story altogether.
You talk about government failures. The GEM rebels managed to cover over 1,000 kilometers to get to the capital. Do you feel that somebody within the government or the army must have been involved in letting GEM in? They couldn't have gone undetected for such a long period of time over such a vast period of land or piece of land.
Everything is possible. But I think the government, of course, when we say I speak of the government between 2 brackets, actually there is no government. There is a security organ. That is the question. This regime is not a military regime in the sense that it is the soldiers, the military soldiers who are ruling. That is not the fact. The fact is the security people, they are actually dressed in military uniform, and they are governing the country, and that is the problem. And we have seen that because when you listen to the people and they tell you they have been fighting in Kordofan and they have been fighting in near Khartoum, and despite of all this fighting, the people, they managed to come down to come to Omdurman. Now I think it is a complete failure, but I am not the one to evaluate the security people. If the government thinks that that's not a failure, and they think that they are victorious, and they want to give reward to the security people, that is their concern. And if they want to make an arch Victorian like Napoleon arch, that is their own concern. But as far as I am concerned, I think it is not the beginning. We must remember that Khartoum has been invaded. in 76, when Nimeri was ruling. It was invaded from Libya, and ironically, Sadiq al-Mahdi and the others, including ourselves, they are the people who have invaded Khartoum at that time. Ironically, now I am listening to some people, they are condemning this, what is happening, and they are forgetting that they have done the same thing. Now, Nimeri was wise, I think wise. Now, when I say wise, it is also between two inverted commas. Nimeri took a very bold step after that, and he made a reconciliation. He talked to the people who took the arms. I think that was very wise in the wide sense. Now, I do not know whether this regime will be arrogant or to continue as they think, or they might be wise. Some of them might be wise.
All right.
I think the military
Dr.
are
Ali
more
Al-Haj,
wise, so I am
sorry
waiting
to
see
interrupt
that.
you. I apologize for interrupting you. Just to let the viewer know, I would love for the government to respond to both you gentlemen. We had invited 2 government spokesmen to the program. We're still waiting for them. In fact, hopefully they could join us before the end of the program, but it seems unlikely at the moment. Let's go to London. Mr. Adam, are you unifying with other rebel groups to join GEM to try and depose the government?
Just before that, I would like to comment on Dr. Ali Al-Haj comment about that, Khartoum also invaded in 1976. That's true from Libya maybe, but this march, an Operation Long Arm, which carried out successfully by the Justice and Equality Movement, I think came from Darfur, from inside Sudan, from the heart of Sudan, from the heart of Darfur, and from the heart of... There was no any kind of support whatsoever, from any foreign power like CAD and the others out there saying, doing a lot of spinning or something like that. Yes, this right now, this operation actually carried out only by the Justice and Equality Movement.
Is the SLM
right
involved?
Now we are receiving...
Have they been invited?
No, they were not. They were not, involved. But actually, now we're gaining a lot of support from all Darfurians, from all the marginalized, from all the free Sudanese who are calling us, supporting us, including, the Darfuri movement like SLM and the others. I think this is a moment, this moment, I think one of the big achievement of this operation that is paving the way for a real unity, a meaningful kind of unity, and that actually, could put, the issue of Darfur in the heart of the agenda, in the national, at the national level, international level, and at the regional level, and that maybe also can bring this conflict to an end, real end and just end.
Okay, gentlemen, stay with us. It's time for a short break. When we come back, we explore further the future of the conflict in Darfur after the latest attack. Do stay with us.